We are absolutely honored to get the U.S. back in the launch business, and we'll talk to you in orbit. So yes, they are
when we were about like at 30, when we were at the number 30 minutes, I was waiting.
Liquid oxygen still going into stage 2, as you mentioned, Chris.
Hey, okay, our fire started.
Mama, look at this.
And they have actually chilled the engines too.
I'd like to bring in Christian Davenport now. Christian, the launch is just the first milestone. Give us some perspective.
This is a new spacecraft. The first time in 40 years that they've used a new one.
Got a lot of milestones to go. We're focused on the launch that's
to the space station. I don't know where it is.
The space.
But this one, I'm videoing this for Jamie. The top part, they were talking earlier that they've got it to where if there's anything at the bottom that goes wrong, that top part will shoot off and it'll go down into the ocean with parachutes.
As you can hear, they're
Stage 1, launch load,
and they're moving into terminal count.
2
And they're
minutes.
closing out the propellant. So Chris and Ruben are moving ahead. And once we're going to see that, a series of rapid events going very quickly. But once it takes off, remember, there's still a lot of milestones that those gates that David was talking about earlier that they're going to have to clear before we can fully call this a successful mission, Chris.
Well, launch control is transitioning on the top out. So do Bob and Doug. They look cool, calm, and collected. My heart rate's going up. My palms are sweaty. The one guy on our team who probably is cool, calm, and collected also is Mike Massimino. Mike,
oh, it's nearly 1 minute.
Just 2 minutes.
When that is all zeros.
I think they're getting pretty excited, and I am very excited for them, and kind of feeling it myself. I think that they're getting really close now. They can feel it coming. When those engines powered flight, and powered flight.
Can you imagine being one of them?
Those are some very special moments in one's life when you have that moment, when you have that rocket burning below you. Once that last engine, the second stage, shuts off and everything gets quiet, they're in weightlessness, that's when we can say it's a successful launch. We're looking forward to that time. But those 8.5 minutes, we need to really pay attention.
Thank you, Mike. And once again, as Mike said earlier in our show, it will be accelerating from 0 to 17,500 miles an hour in only 8 minutes. It's truly mind-boggling, that thrust, that 1.8 million pounds of thrust. As we get down to 1 minute, we're going to lay out.
Did you hear that, Jamie?
To launch control, communicating with
When we're driving down the highway real fast, we're going 60 miles per hour. They're going to go 17,000 miles per hour.
Put it all there. They are armed for launch. The fueling is done. Now 45 seconds comes to go.
SpaceX, go for launch.
No more minutes, just seconds.
Here it goes.
The launch director, they are ready to go. We are getting very close to T-minus 30 seconds. And you will hear a number of instructions.
T-minus 30 seconds.
A number of instructions to them once we take off. Space Launch Live, first time in nearly a decade. American astronauts on an American spacecraft
Stage 1,
launching
expecting
from
for
American soil.
15 seconds.
14, 13, 12,
And here comes the countdown
10,
now.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God.
phenomenal.
250, 60, that's how fast they're going, Jamie, that big number at the bottom.
They're already going 30 something.
No, they're going 650 miles per hour.
And 1D throttle down.
They're almost out of the atmosphere.
Throttle down call is because they are getting ready to the most aerodynamic stressful part of this flight. So they take the power down just slightly. There is the 1,000.
God, that's a
approach blow, and I tell you what, it took 5 seconds for the vibration and sound from that liftoff to affect us here. You can still see it.
She just got right up in my
Straight up,
face
even
and
though they're
down.
pointing a little bit downrange now.
Start that back engine chill. Approaching rapidly 3,000 kilometers per hour. That is 1,864 miles per hour.
Oh my God,
Chris, when you
there's
see
only
that fluid on the back
3,000 something.
expanding, that's because there's not as much atmospheric pressure on it, so that's why it expands out like that. And we are getting, that first stage engine's gonna fire for about another 20 seconds, 23 seconds.
And Christian, that is really a step that we want to pay attention to. That separation of the
Look at it from the rocket.
back to Earth.
They can already see Earth.
Yeah, we're gonna get very busy here.
How
In about
cool is
5
that?
Seconds. You're gonna see Nico, the main engine cut off, and then you're going to see the separation. And you're standing by for that.
What happens if I crashed into the sun?
They don't. Oh, there goes the separation.
So the main shut down, and you see separation there too. That is the first stage falling away.
See also
Now
the
the second
second
stage is gonna fire.
leaving stage 2. They're now approaching 7,000 kilometers per hour, which is 4,049 miles per hour.
Wonder if they can move, or if it the.
Now the thing to watch now, Chris, is that first stage. It's going to be
nominal.
That means that's good news. That's the rocket that's still on the Dragon, is doing its job, moving these guys into an orbit that'll put about 200 kilometers below the space station. And you can actually see that second photo. It's great to see inside. There's the triple screen of the 2 astronauts. The Dragon and the Falcon are basically, actually it's the second stage now, are on autonomous power. But Chris, we really want to pay attention to that first stage. As Davenport says, it's a secondary mission, but it sure is cool to watch it land on that ship out in the Atlantic.
Is there only one ocean on
Quickly
the Earth?
approaching 8,000 kilometers per hour, which
There's
is nearly 5,000
three.
miles per hour.
Three oceans on the Earth.
Yeah, Atlantic, Pacific, and
Collected in the Dragon Pack.
Arctic.
Amazing to get that
Is that what
live
it is?
shot of what they're experiencing.
Is Arctic the third one? The Arctic Ocean.
I want to bring in Mike Massimino. Mike, take us through
Or-
what Bob and Doug are
Oh.
going through.
Do you know the
Stage 2 propulsion.
Do you know the closest? Do you know the closest volcano to us?
What?
I don't know.
Oh. Daddy said it's Capulan.
They're just
What the
looking
frick
and
is
looking
that
and
called?
hoping.
Mount Capulan. It's on the way to the mountains.
It looks like it is. I know that first stage we're going to be excited.
Remember
to
when
see
we
that.
came home
The
last time,
world
Daddy
is
said there's the volcano,
just making sure
but it's
that engine is
it's dormant. It's not doing anything
that they're
right
still
now.
on the
So it can't
right
explode
trajectory,
right
all the
now?
systems are
No,
looking
it
good.
not right
They
now.
are.
It's
As we see them just watching, that's probably a good sign.
When will
That means
it
all the
explode?
automatics,
I don't know.
sequences are working well. We don't hear too much chatter coming from the
Dragon
control
favorite,
center,
not
from
much
MCC. That's a good thing too.
Dad, when is
Almost to 10,000.
the
you know,
closest
nominal.
volcano to us gonna
Go ahead.
explode?
I'm sorry.
When you hear that word nominal.
Look it up.
No, it's fine.
well,
When you
nobody
hear that word
knows.
nominal,
It'll
that's
just
always
happen.
good.
But it's. I mean, it.
You know,
Even if it does, it
that's
still
the
can't get
target
us.
For everything is
Let's watch
A-okay,
this,
we're
buddy.
looking good, just like we expect. So we want to keep hearing that for a few more minutes and get those
Like, where is
engines
the
going down to
space
station.
station?
And there's that 10,000 kilometers per hour threshold, which is just over 6,200 miles per hour. And the picture on the right, I have to keep reminding myself that that's a live shot. It looks like the greatest science fiction movie ever produced. It's just so fantastic.
really
that
is.
the
It's
launch
already
will go
packed.
today and have
It's
great
already
success
in
so
the
far. Really,
billions.
really amazing stuff.
Let's watch
David
it.
Curley, what's the feeling like on the ground? Are you
Maybe
seeing
they're in
the
the
first
trillions.
stage rocket at all coming back?
Not yet. You can see it. It's got about another 3 minutes until it'll do its entry burn, and there are 9 Merlin rocket engines on them.
nominal trajectory.
They say everything is normal with their trajectory, meaning they're heading onto the right path to try and get on the effort to catch up to the space station. So you're seeing in the first stage, you can see those grid fins that you mentioned, Chris Jacobs, that will help guide it. But at 8:45, so plus 8:45, coming up in about 2 minutes, you'll see 3 of those 9 engines fire to slow it down. The first stage doesn't have any of that protection when it comes back into the atmosphere. So the way they overcome that is by firing the engines and slowing it down enough that when it re-enters the atmosphere, it won't burn up. And it'll be a 34-second burn of that entry stage of those 3 engines to bring us in. And seeing some of these pictures of Doug and Bob in the capsule is just remarkable. We haven't seen a lot of American astronauts fly.
Still good. And just to clarify, that picture on the left is the Stage 2 rocket propelling the Crew Dragon capsule. The picture on the right is actually the Stage 1 Falcon 9 rocket returning to Earth. So those are actually moving in opposite directions as we pass the 15,000 kilometers per hour mark, which is approaching 9,400 miles per hour.
You know, Chris, SpaceX would love to get this booster back, and as we mentioned earlier, they learn a lot when they get these rockets back and take a look at them, but it is secondary. That's the picture on your left. The second stage, as Massimino said, that's what you want to burn. You want that burn to go exactly as it should on the right trajectory. This was an instantaneous launch. They had to go at the right time. There's your start of your entry burn on the right. You're seeing it. It's a little bit early, but they're coming.
Falcon 9 rocket is
So this is the burn. Yeah, this slows it down. This will go on for about 35 seconds, as I mentioned, just to slow it down. And if you watch those grid fins, you can start to see them kind of move, and that's what keeps this, as we heard earlier in one of the pieces, you know, landing a pencil. That's what keeps it north and south or up and down.
Are
As
they
it's coming
even
down
there
back
yet?
into land. And it
just
was landing on that road ship in the Atlantic.
start to move. Nearly
So
22,000
that burn is over.
kilometers
The
per
next
hour.
thing we're going to see,
Terminal guidance.
we will see that at 9:27 plus. Everything's good, they say. Those are the reports from Mission Control. So coming up in about a minute, we'll see the final burn. And as Davenport has told us before, you don't always get to see the landing because you know, you got a camera that's getting shaken, and you know, this is a rocket actually that's coming back. Or you lost the picture. That's kind of what happens.
And there's the 25,000 kilometers per hour, which is 15,534 miles per hour. So again, continuing to accelerate as they make their way to orbit.
And vector all step. And back shut down.
There's the second stage engine.
They're all
cutoff
wearing their
right
mask.
there. And that will be jettisoned.
That's good news,
soon as
Chris.
well.
That means that they've got their.
Nominal orbital insertion.
There they go.
Launch escape system is disarmed.
That's great news. And that's even better news. So they're in the orbit they're supposed to be in. They have just de-armed the escape system. They are where they're supposed to be at the right time. And in a couple of minutes, we will see separation of the Dragon and loss of that second stage. That's really good news. And Chris, you asked a little bit about the atmosphere down here. There were some people here, even though they didn't open the gates, who were applauding as that Falcon 9 took off and really rattled our chests.
And it looks like Falcon 9 has returned successfully to that drone ship. Just amazing technology.
It just
that
comes right back
quickly,
down where it
under
needs
10
to be.
minutes, That Falcon 9 rocket has propelled Doug and Bob into orbit and has returned safely to its drone trip. I mean, hats off to SpaceX for developing that technology.
I'm
Truly
surprised
incredible.
it just doesn't land in the lake.
Now, Mike Massimino, if you'd like to
Sorry, I
weigh in
wasn't paying attention.
if you'd like to weigh in at this stage, Mike Massimino, Bob and Doug now, you can see they're experiencing
What the
weightlessness. They're
heck?
breaking out their mementos
There's a
that they
giant
brought home.
dinosaur
What are they
thing.
experiencing right now?
Utter joy is what it is, and I'm very happy for them. This is great coverage. Those cameras we have, that's another advancement. We didn't have those cameras in the shuttle program. We had we used to call it a lipstick camera. One camera we mount on the back of one of the flight engineers, and that's all you had. Now we've got them all over the vehicle, inside the cabin, outside, on the rocket. It's just a wonderful experience we all can share in. But they are feeling utter joy. They are euphoric. They are sublime. They are really happy that they got through that launch system, through that launch sequence. They're really happy to be in orbit and to bring the United States back. Both of these guys are military officers. Bob from the Air Force, Doug a Marine. They are so happy to have done this from American soil again. It's a great day, not just for the United States, but for the whole world, to have the capability to launch from the U.S. again with people inside. And they are just so proud. and so grateful.
So I can see
that
our cat.
So many people made this possible for them to be a part of. And so they're happy that they're there, and they're proud of being on the team, and they're very, very grateful for what we've done today. And all of us can be proud of what we accomplished.
Mike, just 11 and a half minutes into their 19-hour journey, so a lot longer to go before they reach the ISS. What do they do now for the
All
next
this way just for
18
my
hours
hand.
and 50 minutes?
Yeah, they get ready, they have to transfer to an orbital stage. We post insertion, I'm sure it's all the same thing. There's usually no rest for the weary. There's plenty of things to do. They're gonna have to set up their cockpit so they can get ready to do their rendezvous. They're probably gonna get some rest coming up before they do rendezvous and the final rendezvous.
Get your butt out of my face.
They'll probably maybe get a separation.
Get her off me.
It's been a while since either of these guys have been in space. Almost 9 years, and Bob maybe just a little bit longer than that. When I was a Capcom for his last flight, so they've got to get their space legs back. And sometimes you don't feel as well as you like when you're first unstrapped because your body's getting used to it. Your vestibular system is not working any longer. But I think these guys will probably be just fine. So hopefully they're feeling well. They'll get what they can done. Go continue with the checklist.
Is that Mercury or the moon?
There's really probably.
I think that's still Earth that they're passing by.
I'm sure it is.
It
Doesn't
look like Earth. It looks all white.
As soon as they can.
Now, Mike, we just heard from launch control
It's
that
white
they
and blue.
confirmed Dragon separation, meaning that stage
thought it was
2
green and
has
blue.
now been jettisoned from the capsule. So these guys are truly autonomous now in the capsule. It's a self-propelling capsule, self-driving capsule. but
When
these
are we
guys
gonna
can also
see
control
those
it.
little
They're gonna be
cows?
doing that, along
I
the
don't
way
know
with
if we
the
will.
Space
I think
Station,
they
correct?
canceled it this year. I'll have to look it up and see.
Good luck. Godspeed.
We just heard Doug and Bob communicating with Launch Control, giving them their thanks. Launch Control, of course, responding to
Dragon
lucky by
SpaceX, we
announcing-
confirm nominal Eclipse activation and service section Draco checkouts. Nose cone deployed in progress.
Now,
How do they get back?
Deployed there is in progress. The nose
How do they get
cone
back?
open up, and that will help them with navigation.
Like, okay, but Neil Armstrong, how did he get out of that spaceship, walk around, and then get back in when you're just floating around?
Resident space nut on our team. Adam, please weigh in with your
You
thoughts
get back
on what have
in, and
to
then
say
you
about this.
go back to Earth.
It's such an amazing thing to witness. I mean, the engineering achievement, the collaboration, the cooperation between SpaceX and NASA, Bob and Doug. I mean, the euphoria they're feeling and that Mission Control is feeling, it's rubbing off because I'm feeling it too. It is incredible. Every single nut and bolt on that spacecraft and these rockets was sweated over by a human being, making sure that it was right and correct. And the fact that those guys are now in orbit is a testament to the dedication of all those people. It's really thrilling.
Adam, you look like you're ready to jump on a space shuttle and get right after those guys. I love the costume change. That's amazing. I also
Send
want
me
to
in,
bring
Coach. I'm ready to go.
You are ready, man. You are no longer on the bench. You are on the starting lineup. I want to bring in Mark Rover, who I'm sure wants to weigh in on this too. Mark, your experience as a NASA engineer gives you unique perspective on this. Please tell us your thoughts.
I mean, I feel like I've had chills for like a solid 2 hours. I know what it takes. Like Adam said, every nut and bolt. There's every little detail of that. It's just, it comes together as an amazing engineering feat. But it's also just like a symbol, as far as I'm concerned, for not just the nation, but the world of just like hope and progress. Like at a time where the world could use symbols of amazing progress and hope. So, like, congratulations to NASA and to SpaceX. Congratulations to those astronauts, but also congratulations to humanity. Like, we will be a spacefaring nation, and this was an important step.
Very well said, Mark. And I understand that Bob and Doug have opened their visors inside the Crew Dragon capsule. I believe that gives them a view. Mike Massimino, I want to bring you in because you're the only one who knows firsthand what they must be experiencing. What are they looking out on right now?
The thing you want to do as soon as you get to orbit is unstrap and take a look. If you need to unstrap or look through the window, you want to take a look and look back at our beautiful planet. It is extraordinary. We can see pictures, we can see some high fidelity video. but there's nothing like being there and actually seeing it. And when I looked at our planet from space, what I thought to myself was, this must be what heaven looks like. It is an absolute paradise. And you can look and see the blackness of space in the other direction. We've checked out the neighborhood. You realize we only have this one option. It's very fragile. You see that thin atmosphere. If you think of the Earth as an onion, the top layer, the top skin layer of the onion is the size relationship of
There's
the
Earth.
atmosphere of our planet to our planet. You see that. You can see that in these images.
Oh, it's
And you
really
realize how
everywhere.
lucky we are to
Those
be
are
here.
clouds.
And it changed my view of how I feel about our home. It's a home we all share, and it is an absolute paradise. So that's what they're looking at.
We're getting a really nice picture of that on our feed right now, I presume, from where Bob and Doug are up on the Crew Dragon capsule. David Curley, please weigh in. Give us a sense of what it's like down there at Cape Canaveral. I mean, of course, relief, major joy. What's the feeling like right now?
Yeah, it is all those things and more, Chris. I mean, with the anticipation Wednesday and then the scrub and then the forecast being, we'll probably have to go another day. As we got closer and closer to countdown, you could sense the anticipation and just the excitement of a rocket launch. And I have to tell you, everything's dissipated now, but watching
Quit dilly-dallying.
I'm not dilly-dallying.